Today, I'm going to unravel the story of how the universe began, how the power struggles among the gods unfolded, and the tale of Cronus and Zeus at the center of it all. Are you ready? Then let's open the door to mythology and step inside. Now imagine this. The world was nothing but chaos, a void, a state of pure disorder called chaos. Then one day, bam, out of nowhere, a god is born. No warning, no rhyme or reason, just bam. And who's the first god? It's Gaia, the goddess of the earth. The land itself, a motherly presence. And soon after, Uranus, the god of the sky, shows up, the master of the vast blue expanse filling the space. So what did these two gods do when they met? Isn't obvious? They fell in love. And what happens when you're in love? You have kids. Gaia and Uranus passionately made love and gave birth to 12 children, 6 boys and 6 girls, 12 siblings in total. These kids were huge and powerful, so they were called the Titans. But what happens when love gets too intense? You keep having more kids. Gaia and Uranus didn't stop, and this time, some unusual children were born. First, the 3 Cyclopes, each with just one eye. They were craftsmen who forged thunder and lightning. Then came the 3 Centimines, each with 50 heads and 100 hands. When Uranus saw these kids, he freaked out. Honey, what are these? Are they really mine? They're hideous. And then he buried them alive deep in Gaia's womb, meaning the earth itself. From Gaia's perspective, her husband had just buried the children she carried for 10 months. How furious must she have been? Gaia couldn't defeat Uranus on her own, so she came up with a plan. She gathered her 12 Titan children. Kids, your father locked your siblings in the earth. Is that something a god should do? Whoever overthrows your father Uranus, I'll make them the next king. But in return, if you become king, you have to free the Cyclopes and Centimines buried in the earth. Then she took out some iron ore and crafted a sharp sickle. Use this sickle to drive your father out. But the Titans were all trembling. Dad's scary. Then the youngest, Cronus, raised his hand high. Mom, I'll do it. Gaia handed him the sickle with a satisfied smile. My boy, strike your father's weak spot. Where do you think that might be? That night, Cronus hid under the bed, waiting for Uranus. When Uranus came in saying, Honey, shall we make love tonight? Cronus swoosh, swung the sickle. Uranus lost his reproductive power and became a weakened god, and the severed part fell into the Mediterranean Sea, where Venus was born from foam. Did Cronus keep his promise to free the Cyclopes and Centimines? Nope, he betrayed them. Afraid that they might overthrow me, he locked them up again. Gaia, enraged, cursed him. You'll be overthrown by your own child, just like your father. This curse became a prophecy. Cronus married Rhea, the goddess of fertility. They loved each other, so naturally they had kids. When their first daughter was born, Gaia's curse came to mind. What if she kills me? In the end, Cronus took his precious daughter, whom he wouldn't even let a speck of dust touch, and gulp, swallowed her whole. The second, third, fourth, fifth, he ate them all. From Rhea's perspective, her husband was devouring their children, enough to drive her mad. When the 6th child came along, Rhea sought help from her mother-in-law, Gaia. Gaia gave her a secret plan. Give birth in a cave on the island of Crete. Rhea gave birth to the child and wrapped the stone in swaddling clothes to give to Cronus. Cronus, without suspicion, swallowed the stone, gulp. That child was none other than Zeus. Zeus grew up in Crete, drinking goat's milk. One day, he met Gaia by the seaside and learned the secret of his birth. Your father ate your siblings. Now it's time for you to take revenge. Gaia gave Zeus an emetic. If you make him drink this, Cronus will vomit up your siblings. With his mother Rhea's help, Zeus became Cronus's cupbearer. Then he mixed the emetic into the nectar. Your Majesty, drink this. As soon as Cronus drank it, he coughed hack and vomited up the siblings. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon came spilling out one by one. Zeus shouted, Brothers and sisters, join me to overthrow our father. Cronus finally fell to his knees and was driven out, just as Gaia's prophecy had foretold. And so Zeus became the third king. But the story doesn't end here. The Titans began preparing a counterattack, sparking the war of the gods known as the Titanomachy. I'll continue the story in the next video. What did you think? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and give a like.